What's your first name?
Harvey.
Harvey, can I tape a conversation with you and me?
Certainly.
Okay.
What are you, a lawyer? Judge?
Right.
Got there for an Internal Revenue?
Right now we're live and Harvey, Harvey.
Yes, yes.
Harvey, my name is Charles Laquadera, and I used to be famous in
Laquadera. I think I saw you on Laquadera. I know the name. I heard it on the radio or whatever. I remember the name Laquadera. So you are Laquadera. I would never recognize you in a million years. You used to be a nice-looking guy. Go ahead, Laquadera, talk.
I used to. Did you know Henny Youngman?
Yes.
Did you take his
I
wife?
did not. I knew him only on the stage.
But
he was no friend of mine.
But
he had too much money. He wouldn't bother with me.
But did you not? You did not take his wife then?
No. He said, "Yeah, take my wife." He used to say that. Yes.
So, but you were a survivor. That's what I hear. That's a rumor. You were a survivor.
It's not a rumor. It's the truth. I was in Germany, in Lithuania, come from, in 1941, when the Germans occupied Lithuania. Not only Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Ukraine, Russia, they took that place. And ever since the Germans occupied, our territory, I'm a Jew. The Jewish people in Lithuania were the Germans did not accept the Jewish people, only to liquidate them, only to destroy them, to finish them off from the face of the earth. That's what they did.
Were they like young? Like I'm thinking about today, where how people get they get kind of their minds get propaganda. Were they mostly kids? Were they thugs?
No. They were not kids and they were not thugs. The kids were kids, but they were all organized and all disciplined and all taught how to be killers, how to kill people. They taught him how to. Everything was nice and quiet. They did not yell. They didn't scream. They only did their job. They kill, okay? Especially in my case, Jews, okay? And I was a Jew. First of all, I was hated by the Lithuanians. Now listen to this, Mr. Laquadera. You're a Christian man, and I'm a Jewish man.
I was Christian. I'm okay now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You are what you are. But I know you're Laquadera. Listen, the Lithuanians. Now, I wasn't a kid when the war broke out. I was 22 and a half years old, okay? I had a job. I was ready to get married, to have a family, and to go on living. I was a salesman in a company, and I made good money, and I had a good life. I was a very participant Jew in the society, the Jewish society. I was a singer. I sang in the opera. I sang in the choir in the synagogue. I was a very good Jewish man. But when the Germans came in, and the Lithuanians had 24 hours to decide what to do with the Jewish people. There were 60,000 Jews in Kaunas, where the capital city was Kaunas, and I was there. There were 60,000 Jews there. And because the Russians were in Lithuania occupied for a year, and the Russians ran away when the Germans came with so much power. So the Lithuanians had a meeting, and they had to decide what to do about the 60,000 Jews. What are they going to do? So some Lithuanians said, I don't want to lay a finger on them. I hate them, but I don't want to kill them. I don't want to take their clothes. I don't want their money. I leave them alone. Some Lithuanians. And the majority, he said, let's go get them. So what did the Lithuanians did? They opened the prisons for criminals, killers.
Let the criminals out?
Let all the criminals out. And they said, go ahead and take care of the Jews. One to each other, the families, especially the young ones. And that is what they did. They went out, some had weapons, some didn't have no weapons, so they took scissors and knives and whatever equipment they could get to kill. They came out and they killed. And they killed 7,000 Jews in the beginning. Because the Germans didn't come into Kaunas for 48 hours, you see. So they had the opportunity and the time. And they did torture to the Jews. You cannot believe it, okay? And this is no story that I made up. I heard for some rumor or somebody told me and I overheard it. I was there. They took the head of the yeshiva, you know, which is a school for religious Jewish boys. The headmaster, the head rabbi, you know, cut off his head with a saw. Two Lithuanians cut off his head with a saw and put the head in a window. It was like a store on a street, you know, put in the window so all the people can come and look at his head. So this was an incident. I mean, there was a lot of things. Then they grabbed Jews. They took them. It was June, and the weather was very hot. So they grabbed Jews and took them near the waters because Kaunas has two rivers, the Nemunas and the Velia, and the beaches are soft with the sand. You know, they grabbed the Jews and they brought them to these places where the sand is soft. And they told him, they forced him to dig with their hands out graves, and they shot him into the beaches. They have done so much damage and so much killing. The thing is that they provided, you know, so much hatred. And my friends, you know, when I was a young boy, I used to play soccer. And because the Jewish boys were not that good in soccer like the Lithuanian boys. So, you know, but when there was a Jewish boy who could play good, they took him in, you know, give him a break. So I played with those guys, Lithuanian guys, who were the same age as me, you know. And I spoke Lithuanian. They didn't even know that they didn't care. So they gave me a break and we were friends. But when the Germans, they knew in advance the Germans are coming, so they went out of their rocket and they started to destroy, and they killed, like I said, 7,000 people, and they killed, and that's all they knew is to kill.
How old are you?
Right now I'm 97 years old.
Do you have one of those
numbers? No. This wasn't the way it worked.
Later, huh?
No.
You know,
every country in Europe had a different way of being killed.
You know what I wanted to ask you, just tell you real quick. When I did a radio show, we asked on the radio, said, you know, you don't have to give your name, just call us up and tell us why you hate Jews. And you can, and just don't give your name. You can disguise your voice, anything you want. And the first thing they said was, well, they got all the money. I said, no, the Germans got all the money. Well, it's because they killed Christ. No, the Romans killed Christ. And so every time they tried to give a reason why they hated Jews, it was just something they were taught, like you said, from babies. It's just passed on, and there's no reason for it. No reason. I want you to say goodbye to everybody because I got to end this now.
Yeah, okay. Nice meeting you, especially with Dr. Flyer B. I'm like a celebrity over here, you know? Like I'm running for office or something. But I'm not running anywhere. I can hardly walk.
Well, listen, thank you. Say goodbye to everybody.
I want you to know, Mr. Laquadere, that I know your name. In those days, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, you were a young fellow. And I heard you on the radio because I used to work in a factory in Boston.
40 years ago, I wasn't. You must have me mixed up with Norm Nathan or somebody.
Nathan?
Anyway, say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye to everybody.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Harvey. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, you guys. See you later.
I never knew I'm going to make a profit today.